The night before I was meant to leave on my cross-country road trip, something happened that triggered my nervous system unlike anything else could. A red light on my dashboard said, "Engine malfunction. Get your vehicle inspected immediately." So, on the morning that I had planned to leave at 6 a.m. on my road trip, instead, I was headed back to the car dealer where I had been 2 days previously. You all saw me there. I was walking around with books on my head. Instead, 2 days later, I was frantic, trying to figure out what was wrong. Whew, that was a doozy. I got in my car and I drove to the dealership. And on the way, I reached out to them and finally talked to a service writer who said, "Okay, we'll set an appointment for you. Bring the car in and let's see what's going on with it." They had no idea what I was feeling, and I really didn't want to discuss it with them anyway. It gets better. Don't worry. This incident was a doozy, and the end result was not nearly as awful as it could have been. And it called me to do a slow, steady mindset shift. Now you may say, "Julie, you're not your normal setting." No, I'm not. That's because I'm now beginning my third day of the road trip, and everything's going fine, and my nerves are incredibly on edge. So I've been doing a lot of self-reflection, a lot of miles, seeing a lot of things, as you will see in the future, and it has been fantastic. And yet what I've also noticed is that at least part of every day I've been unreasonably agitated or activated, or whatever word you want to use. I've done a ton of work in my life, as they say it. I've been in therapy numerous times, and I've had lots of great stuff happen. And part of this trip is about healing. I have not yet told you my story of how important this trip is to me and why. The interesting thing is that I didn't expect, or maybe I did expect, maybe it was my beliefs, my not so great beliefs that I'm working on, that allows that nervous system to come up again, and to come up sometimes in big ways. So I am thrilled to say that I'm moving forward with love, and I am taking this 1 mile, one stop at a time, and we're going to have a great time on this trip, but it did not start easy. After I got settled in, I saw my service writer and was calm. It's like I went to the restroom, because that's my favorite place to calm down privately. And when I stepped back through that door to the outside world again, I said, "Okay, conviviality, conviviality, conviviality." So I decided that since I was going to be in that dealership for I don't know how long, I decided to make it into my own conviviality lab. And I did conviviality in a different way. Julie from the future popping in. In the next section, we're going to discuss how the heck I got through that time waiting in the waiting room by using my 14-day experiment. I'm doing quirky, fun experiments 26 in 2026. The second experiment is about being convivial, which is friendly, accepting, and warm. And I was using that, or I am using that, as a way to enhance the trip experience, but also to embrace and bring to light my word of the year, which is curate conviviality. So everywhere I go, I want to be friendly and sociable and happy, and basically making the environment that I'm in a more hospitable place. So let's see how that went. What I did was, for the people in my immediate surroundings, I decided that I would be silently convivial. So I looked at each person, witnessed that person, noticed who they were, and sent love, energy, prayers for that person. I did that for 5 different people in my surroundings. I did it for the entirety of the room, and that was incredibly calming. I even at one point sensed that someone needed a particular kind of healing. I was guessing for themselves or a friend or family member. So I did a long prayer for that person. Very interesting conviviality experiment. Maybe trying it again. I drove back to Sussex, discouraged but happy, kind of, sort of. And I didn't know it, but I was going into a sort of not fight, not flight, but definitely fawn stage. I went home and I kind of sort of started to get ready more because once the car engine light went on, I was totally frozen. And when I went back to Sussex, knowing that I would have to start the next day instead, I took a deep breath and basically held on until it was the next day. Now, don't be overly concerned, because as you can tell, I am on the trip. Things are going great. So I'm going to show you some previews, some quick little scenes of some of what I've been experiencing and that you'll be experiencing in the next few days to come. So here's some preview images, and I'm grateful to report that I got over some of that nervous system stuff. But seriously, every day there's been something. It's all a part of the story. Waking up in Johnson City, Tennessee, I knew that it was going to be okay. Knoxville, Tennessee. Still Knoxville. I love Knoxville. And there we are at the Casey Jones Railroad Museum and Train Store. An amazing place. Can't wait to show you that. And then I was in Little Rock. Look at that bridge. And so many stories.
John Friskin on the board.
When Wawa grows up, it wants to be Buc-ee's. That's it. That's it. Wawa dreams of being at Buc-ee's. Julie from the future is very excited to show you some of the adventures I've gotten into so far and all the cool stuff coming up. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to have a blast.